Okay, this is ITS148, Thursday, January 10th, and we are covering, let's go look at our syllabus, and let me share my screen. Screen, share. And so here we are, and I'm going to somehow make this bigger. I'm going to put this down there, this bigger, and we are in ITS148. And let's see, I've got one thing I noticed here was that that I messed up, and I mess up often. And this is not a class day, and this is not a class day, so it's okay. You know, maybe we'll squeeze up something, but I think it'd be fun to do some database just to expose you to it. And so today we're gonna, let's go to, the slides. So let's see where we have the slides. Okay, oh, wait a minute. Today we're covering chapter, this is just too weird. Let me get out of here. All right, today we're on chapter 2 already. Okay, so let's pull up the slides for chapter 2. I don't suppose I have them. Let's see, that would be under resources, PowerPoint slides, chapter 2. Save. Tell me where. Okay, so before I go over the slides, let me show you the assignment I put up. And here it is, assignment 1, exercise. Okay, so if you look at the assignment, it is this. Complete exercise 2-1, add your name and title to the form and code, hand in your finished project zipped by attaching it below. Okay, so what's exercise 2-1? Let's see, how can I figure that out? Resources, exercises, chapter 1 through 5. Oh, what is this? Oh my. Oh, here it is, exercise 2.1. Okay, here it is. Let's take a peek at it. This is the end, so this is where we're headed. Let's take a quick peek at it just so you can get some idea of what these assignments are, because most assignments are going to be, well, maybe all of them will be exercises like this. And for the beginning ones, I'm just going to tell you to do them. And you do them and you zip them up and you hand them in. And I just pop them open and run them to see that they was look around, see your name and stuff. But then soon I'm going to have you start jazzing them up a little bit, you know, adding some stuff to it. So this is, we're going to, and this book is, I mean, these are not trivial. These are not trivial. They're, you know, decent little exercises. Did yours go blank? Your screen go blank? Mine went blank. Oh, here it is. We're back. My wife is in Washington State, and there's an Amazon store there, and so it's so you know, we have Amazon Prime, so she just logs into Amazon Prime, goes in, takes stuff, puts it in the basket, walks out of the store, and it appears on our Amazon Prime charge card. It's amazing. And so she put it in the cart, you know, took it back out again, checked to see that it actually takes it back out of the thing. It's just completely amazing. Hope they get that here sometime. This is weird. What's going on here? Okay, so simple. Start Visual Studio, and so looks like we're starting something from scratch here. And so we just start Visual Studio. This is the first time we're starting Visual Studio in this class. So we want to make sure that we're set to Visual C#. It could be that the first time you open up your Visual Studio, it's set to some other language. So you'd only have to do this once. but you know, there's other languages that it could default to. So then we, you know, we open up a new project from scratch, and there's a start page there, and we start. You know, it says take a few minutes to look at all the other options around. You know, and then you know, you pop some controls onto the form, tells you which ones to add on there, and throughout this chapter there'll be pictures of this stuff. So you're basically building something that's been discussed in the chapter, and also I think the code is probably included in the chapter. Let me just see. It's like this one here. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's chapter 2, how to design a Windows form. The expansive, how to set options, create a new project. It's the very beginning. How to design a new form. How to name and save your files of a project. Too bad we didn't have this in 128. We probably saved a lot of people some trouble having to redo their project several times to make sure they were able to get the hand in the right thing. So if we go to, so let's pop down to chapter 2, section 1. Section 1. Went through all this last time, didn't we? So didn't do anything. Okay, so it's number 2, this. And so one nice thing about this textbook, let me open this up. Can I download this somehow? It's already, is it downloaded? Let me, well, if you notice, this page here and this page here are right across from each other. And this page describes what this page says. So I would really like to figure out how to download this thing. Save target as, let me put it in my thaw space. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my thaw space and open this up using, open with Adobe Acrobat. Ooh, this is a fancy one. Okay, and I think I can change it to view, page display, 2-page scrolling. Okay, now let me go down to chapter 2.
Somehow the screen is not following your screen.
Okay. It's, oh, you mean my copy of your screen?
Yeah. It's not showing the same thing.
Okay, you mean on your, okay, so maybe it's because I'm moving around stuff so fast. Let me just first find out where we're going here. Okay, so let me close some stuff. I'm gonna, well, I wonder if I should just close, should I,
Oh.
What?
No, it just closed.
Wait, so you're not seeing me anymore? All right, let me try this. Show windowed. Continue. All right. Now, can I, well, maybe, can I, all right, let me move this since I want that here. Okay, so, oh, here it talks about how to set up a project. Let me just see if I can find how to design a form, and this looks like this is what we're designing. So it shows you a picture, a nice picture. You put all these things on the form, and see this information on this side is the same as the information on the left side is same as the information on the right side. It's just that you know, probably after a while you'll just have to look on the right side, because you see the bullets and you'll see the picture and you know what's coming, and you get that labels, text boxes, buttons. But maybe if you're looking ahead or something and you haven't read the rest of the chapter, but you're headed towards this is page 40, should be page 40. Then you read the left side, and it's you know, it explains it in much more detail. So that's what's nice about it. Here, you know, it's how to add controls to a form, sizing, and so on. So again, this is basic, very basic, but you can see it's like, you know, the first it's like the first 6 chapters of it's about the first half a semester of ITS148, kind of. And somewhere, okay, oh yeah, here we are. Oh, I guess it doesn't. It talks about adjusting the tab order. And I think if I recall, your access keys, I think your quiz, your multiple choice quiz there's an access keys question on there. Also, ampersand in invoice. Those quizzes are only 5 questions. It's because I used to give quizzes. I hand them out, have you guys answer them, and then I take them. And so I want to keep it 1 page. But after this, next week they're going to go back to 10 question quizzes like it was in 128. They're just multiple choice quizzes, and you can take them. You can take them a bunch of times until the due date. And if you don't, and then after the due date, if you haven't taken it yet, you can still have. You get 1 chance to take it. Okay, you got that? So there's a due date on the quizzes, and you have like a week or something, or probably a little over a week, and you can take it as many times as you want. And every time you take it, you can go look at your score. It's not going to give you really any more detail than that, but it'll give you your score. So if you didn't get all of them, you can go back and you try again, and of course it'll save your highest score. But if you don't get in by the due date, then you still have a chance. You can still do it, but you only get 1 chance. All right. So let's just go through these slides, and then if we have some time, we can actually start doing the problem. So here are the slides. We're going to learn how to given a form design and property settings for a simple application, how to use the form designer to design the forms. So we're going to learn about the form designer. You know, again, if you're using Visual Studio for the Mac, which none of you are, I'm sure, but if you were, there is no form designer. You see, the form designer actually produces the file that's got the designer.cs, all those assignments in there, giving the coordinates of the controls and so on. The form designer actually produces that file, but it's that file that the compiler compiles. And so, you know, in Visual Studio on the Mac, you can still design forms, but you're designing them like code and not like pictures dragging. But then when you execute it, you see the actual form. So debugging there is you mess with the designer.cs file and you run it, and then you see it. And so Visual Studio for Windows is much more convenient for that. But if you happen to be on the team that's doing the code for this .cs file, for let's say you're on a big project, one team. Did I start recording? Yes, I did. If you're on the team that is designing the form, the look and feel, the interface to the user, the convenient interface to the user, then you want to be doing that in Visual Studio for Windows. But if you're on the team that's just writing the code behind, as they say, that the event handlers, if you're writing the event handlers, then you can do that on a Mac because you're just writing code. You'll be able to describe the use of the Toolbox and Properties windows, which you already know. Toolbox is where all the controls are, and Properties is where you make adjustments to those objects. Describe the name and text properties for a form or control, additional properties for some controls, enabled, read-only, text align, and tab order. You know, so you can tab through the form controls. If you're entering a bunch of stuff into text files, you can, you know, set what the tab order is. And here's where you the options dialog box for setting the project options. We didn't get into this too much last time, but you have to make sure that you're selecting the right, you know, the right compiler and so on. Here's how you open up a new project, and we're always doing Windows Forms applications. Those are, you know, Windows. Those are executable files that run on Windows, run on a Windows platform. And so this is the invoice total form that we're going to make in the assignment. Oh, let's see. Let me. Didn't I have that assignment up someplace? Design the invoice total form. So we're going to design it. And so we're going to be putting, you know, this label on, this text box, label, text box, label, text box, label, text box, and we're going to put a calculate button and an edit button, exit button, and then we're going to this is what it looks like, you know, after you've added all this stuff. And then they will have you, you know, adjust all these things, and these are the ways that you can add, you know, this is how to use Visual Studio. You can drag a control from the toolbox. You can double click on the control and it'll appear on the form. You can drag the control, select the control, then click on the form where you, okay, so you can, yeah, well, those are the three ways. We'll try those out. And so how to select and work with controls, you can, you know, select them and drag them and move them. This is, you know, you know all this. This is kind of a waste of time. Let's see. Form after properties have been set. You notice we put in the access, you know, access keys. That's why they're underlined there. There's an accept button, which identifies the button which is activated when you press the enter key. So these are properties of the form. You know, you want to say what the accept button is, the cancel button, and the start position at which the form is displayed. And other properties for form controls are you can enable the control or disable the control. Determines whether the text in some controls like text boxes can be edited. The tab index, the tab stop determines whether the control will accept the focus when the user presses the tab key. By tab stop, I mean you're tabbing along and it's going to stop at the tab. Sometimes you'll skip over controls on like labels and stuff. And the text align sets alignment. These are properties for controls. How to adjust the tab order. There's a tab order first to the sequence. There's a property there that put a number in there. Access keys, how you set access keys, put an ampersand in front of the letter. This is setting, that's the form setting the enter and with the enter in what the escape keys do. Property settings for the invoice total form. So this is telling you how to make the invoice total form. You set the text property equal to invoice total. Now what I'd like you to do is put, you know, Joe Schmo's, if there's anybody here named Joe Schmo, Joe Schmo's invoice total program or something. So there's your name there. That's all. And then you want to name. See, they use this convention for naming that I like, and the reason I like it is because when you are taking advantage of IntelliSense or whatever it's called, where you start typing something and then it displays a bunch of possible names you're trying to type or things you're trying to type. And if you use BTN, you type BTN, then all the BTNs show up. You know, you're thinking in your head, okay, I want to get the value out of this text box. I can't remember what I called the text box. So you type TXT, because you know you started with TXT, and then all of the text boxes will be listed there, and then you'll be able to pick the right one. Same with button. So like this. Name. Oh yes, you don't need to name the labels unless they're the target, unless you're going to change the text of the label. If your program's going to change the text of the label, then you want to name the label, because you want to change. You want to be able to, your program to be able to write into the text property of the label. If you're not, no reason to. In fact, you probably shouldn't, because then you'll get confused if you want to write to a label and you type LBL and there's all these labels that come up and you only want, you know, so. But with text boxes, we're using this TXT prefix here. So these are all the text. This is what we would like to see as names for all this, and so on. And so let's. There's only 23 slides. Oh, and we are changing the name of the form to FRM. You see, we're going to soon get into multi-form programs, and we might want to be choosing the name of a form. Like if we want to create an instance, if we want to pop open a form because someone clicked on a button, so you pop open the form that has the form that's requested, and you type FRM, and all the forms that you've made come up, and you pick the right one. How to rename a project, rename a file, project, or solution. We should have. It's too bad that our other textbook didn't really have this. You right-click on the Solution Explorer and select Rename, or press F2. Be sure not to change the file or omit the file extension when you rename a file, because it'll probably mess it up. When you change the name of a file, Visual Studio also changes the file name property for the form and asks you if you want to change all the references. If you change the name of the project, you may also want to change the name of the assembly that's created after the project and the name of the namespace that contains the project. Okay, so, and this is how you save. Boy, wouldn't this have been helpful for some of the people last semester. Save all, and command in the file menu and save all the files and projects and solutions. You can use the save button in the standard toolbar or the save command in the file menu. If you try to close a solution that contains modified files, it'll ask you if you want to save those files. All right, so let's, so I'm going to put, this one. I'm going to put this over here. I'll probably bring it back soon. And let me open up Visual Studio and let's start this thing. Let me see. Visual Studio 2017. This over here. This over here. And I'm going to start out by saying sign in. I'll close. I gotta make this bigger so I can see it. Okay. Excuse me a moment. It's easier to see. Okay, let's get started. Let's open up the problem. Start Visual Studio. If the Save New Projects when created box and always show solution box aren't checked, check them. All right, okay, I'm just gonna put that over here. Let me make a new project. Let's see, new project or solution. And I'm gonna name it, let's see, I'm gonna put it down in my thought space. And I'm gonna name it exercise 2-1. Uh-oh, I'm doing something wrong here. What am I doing wrong? What am I open? Oh, this is for an existing project. I want to do a new one. All right, I get a new one here. New project. All right, I'm going to do a Windows Forms application. Yes. And I'm going to name it, I'm going to put it in my, thought space. You should put it where you can put it. You can put it on the desktop. Oh, no, I'm going to put it on the desktop. Put it on the desktop, and I'm going to name it exercise 2-1. Now what am I doing? I have to create a new folder. I don't have to create a new folder. Forget it. Just put it on the desktop. Can I just put it on the desk? Yeah, right. Okay, then I'm going to name it exercise 2-1. Okay, the first thing it's telling me here is I should, maybe I can make this a little smaller. Tools, import, export settings. What is that? Tools, import, export settings. I don't think we need to do this part. I don't see why we. Let me try to figure that out later. Okay, so it tells you how it should be named, and that's if you install this. If you installed the Murroc disk, which you can do, then it suggests you put it down on the C drive like this. But of course, where you are now, you don't want to do that because it's going to put it on the C drive of this computer, and you can just put it anywhere. Okay, so let's start by adding the controls. Okay, and that would be let's see, that would be controls that look like this here. So let's do that. I'm going to move this over a little bit. And I'm going to move this over here. And I'm going to pop open my toolbox. And I'm going to pin my toolbox so it always is there. And then I'm going to click on the form so it's selected. And so the properties over here refer to the form. And here's my tools that opened up. I'm going to, it says invoice total up here. I'm going to first do that. So let me go over to the form. I'm going to move this up like this because I like the whole thing there. So I'm going to move the name of the form. I'm going to name FRM invoice total. And I'm going to make the text say Rich's invoice, no, Rich Halverson, I'm sorry, put your name in there because people have the same name. Halverson invoice total program, whatever. And so we see it up there. Then I'm going to drag over 1, 2, 3, 4 labels. I dragged it over. I'm going to double click. Ooh, 2. I'm going to click, 3, and double click 4. Okay, there's 4 labels. And then I'm going to put 4 right here. Oh, why don't I go ahead? I don't want to change the name. Leaving it label 1 is fine. Let me change this to subtotal : so that shows up there. And let's change this one to discount %. Enter. And let's change this to discount amount : enter. And total, TOTAL, go. And I think there's some way to align all these things. I have to refresh myself on these things. Left, format, align, tops, centers. I guess I can leave that. Let me, that's fine. Let me put some labels on here now. No, let me put these text boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4 text boxes. So I'm gonna, let's see, text box, T. Click, 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 click. Let me select these. And let me try this align thing. But we need to, is there a way to align vertical spacing? Here we go. Make equal. Oh, I got to select them all. Select them all. And vertical spacing, make equal. All right. And so I can do that with this. I tell you, this takes practice. I mean, by making practice, I mean, you got to kind of. Let me select these and see how do these line up. Well, okay, so the textbook gives you suggestions on how to use these formatting features. But anyway, so we've got these, this looks like, oh, now we've got to name these. And so I'm going to name them. You go to the name down here, and I'm going to say TXT subtotal. And for this one, I'm going to say TXT discount %. And for this one, I'm going to call it txt discount amount, and this one is going to be txt total. And then I'm going to put a couple buttons on there, so I'm going to click, and the first button is going to say calculate. It's going to say calculate C. Can I do this? C-A-L-C-U-L-A-T-E, calculate. Ah, yes. And this one is going to say, let's make it X. The text is going to be E&XIT. There. So when you hit the C, it's going to calculate. When you hit the X, we're going to exit. You have to format horizontal spacing, vertical spacing equal. No. Is it horizontal spacing? I don't know what I'm doing. All right. And they're named, oh no, they're not named. BTN calculate, and BTN exit. Okay, so we have done that. Let me go back to our this thing, the assignment. No, this is the textbook. Where did I do with the assignment? Here it is. This is setting the this first part is if you have Visual Studio on your own computer at home and you want to set it up the first time, so files are saved in particular folders and so on. But you're using this, so this you don't need to. There's no way I can check this first part anyway. So we've used the techniques of Figure 2-4 to add the controls to the form. So they're approximately the same sizes and locations. Don't worry about the size of the labels, just the locations. Select group of controls and use buttons in the layout toolbar to size and align. Oh, I guess I could have used the layout toolbar. I didn't. That's okay. Here again, the labels automatically size themselves and so on. Properties windows to set the properties of the form and its controls. So it looks like figure 2-3, and the properties are summarized in 2-8. So if we go back to this thing and we look at the 2-8, this is 2-2. Okay, 2-8 is over here. 2-8. Okay. Of your textbook. So this says, let's make sure that all these properties are correct. So here, and we have form 1. Oh, we got to set this. Okay, set accept button. We got to set the accept button. Here, click on the form itself. Oh, I can size this, dude. Let me grab all this, put it over here, and put this like this. Okay, and we can make this small. Make it a little bit more convenient here. So I've selected the form itself, and I set the accept button property. So accept properties, behavior. Accept button to BTN calculate. Cancel button is BTN exit. Okay. Start position is center screen. Start position, center screen. Okay. So that's form 1. Label 1 is, oh, this is tab order. Okay, that's what tab order. Okay. All right, label 1, because so we want, this is label 1, and the text is ampersand subtotal. So this is setting the tab order, I think. So let's change the name of this. No, change the text, which is let me find it's selected. Oh, here it is. Okay. So ampersand, put an ampersand there. We'll just see how this works. Text aligned to middle left. Okay. Text aligned to middle left. There. And tab index is 0. Well, maybe if you hit S, then it moves to here. But the tab index is something different. So let's set the tab index of the all right. Tab index to 0. Tab in, oh, it's set to 0. Okay, it's already set to 0. Okay, so next one is discount percent, middle left. Let's do this middle left thing. Text align. Middle left. They're all going to be middle left, so I'm going to do this middle left, and this one's going to be middle left, I think. Middle left. What about the text boxes? Text boxes are, there's nothing like that there. Okay, so middle left, text is discount percent, text is discount amount, and total is middle left, okay. Okay, for the text boxes, the text box name is set right. Tab index is 1, so let me go here and set the tab index here to 1. And set the this tab 1. Oh, okay. We're setting the subtotal. The tab at first index is subtotal, and then the next tab is the calculate button, because that's tab index 2. So let me go to the calculate button, click, and make this tab index 2, and make the button 3. Make the second button tab index 3. 3. Okay. So I think I've taken care of all these. Okay, yes. And so what is next? Time is it 2:44? This class goes till 3 o'clock, right? Okay, well I might not finish, but you can finish. And so where's my assignment? Here it is. No. There it is. Okay. Okay, view other windows, document online, document outline. View other windows, document outline. View other windows, document outline, and we see this. BTN exit, BTN calculate, total, and these labels. Okay, it's good to me. All right. Then click on the controls in this view and see what happens and close the window when you're done. Test the interface. You should display the screen. Should look like figure 2-3. Experiment with some things. Tab around. Click the calculate button, a dark line underneath, enter. Press the Alt key and notice the underline appears under the S of subtotal and so on. You notice some properties are set incorrectly. Well, if you notice some are incorrectly, fix them. Use the designer form to click. Window style, a change is setting to maximize box, minimize box. Properties of the forms. I didn't realize this. We aren't adding any code, are we? Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I actually grabbed this. This is the same exercise we had last time. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do, is, let me open up La Lima. I don't have it. Okay, so let me, I'm going to make a little adjustment to this assignment, 247. I'm going to say, it's this class. I'm just going to say, add code to make the form work correctly. You should all be able to do that. And I'll start doing it right now. Save, post. And I'm just going to adjust this one here. Edit. For those of you at home. All right, so let's go back to the form, which is here. And let me get rid of this thing. And so let's run this and see what it looks like. Start. Should pop up in the middle of our, where is it? Oh, it's still building down here. Where is it? Oh, here, right in the middle, just like we asked. All right, so there. So this is just an exercise in getting it all right, which is kind of what these exercises in the back of the chapters. That's what they are. All of the solutions are in the text, and I just got ahead of myself here and forgot that exercise 3-1 is just a continuation of exercise 2-1. And there's that they do that a lot in this textbook, so I gotta look ahead for that. So this is yours. I'll fix yours too. Okay, and so this is good because it's 2:59. And next time, if we look at our overview, we're going to do chapter, this is the one, right? Yeah, we're going to do chapter 3 next time on Monday. No, on Tuesday. I still have to fix this. On Tuesday, next time, and we're just spending in one day on chapter 3, so that's good. So we'll finish this on chapter, we'll finish this, and probably the assignment for chapter 3, I'll just add something little, okay, that I don't show you how to do, just to get us on the road to being able to take an easy fix and incorporate it. Okay, so that's today. I've finished chapter 2, and so I have an assignment here, and you can look ahead to chapter 3 and finish it, and we'll cover the rest of chapter 3. Go into chapter 3 in much more detail on Tuesday. So, thanks for watching.